And we are wrestling with AEW Wrestle Dream 2024. Took place last Saturday at the Tacoma Dome in Tacoma, Washington. Attendance was 8,045. A modest amount of people. Maybe a little bit less than they usually do for paid previews, but I believe they said that this was an 18,000 seat arena, so they definitely did not fill that. But it's still more than they're doing on Dynamite and Rampage. Or what's the other one? It's not Rampage. It's Dynamite and
Collision.
Collision. Thank you. Alright, the show as a whole, what did you think about it?
It went just about the way that I thought it would go. I mean, that's the only killer part. Because I think about it, this is the ending of them having like 5 or 6 super big events in like 3 months.
Right.
Which is freaking crazy.
It's definitely, it was an okay show. I did, what I did last time around, and I just watched maybe like, 2 to 3 matches a day. So it was more easier to take in. And I can say that I did enjoy the show a little bit more than I have AEW's other shows in the past. So, but we'll get into that in a moment. Let's talk about the pre-show results. Brian Cage defeated Alanis Morissette Jr. to capture the Ring of Honor World Television Championship.
How dare you, Atlantis Morissette Jr. Oh shit, I'm done.
Anna Jay defeated Holly Cameron. The acclaimed Anthony Bell Movement and Max Plasto with Daddy Ass defeated Eminem Collection, Mansoor, and Madden with Rico Constantino. Shout out to Rico again. The Conglomerate freshly pooped Orange Cassidy and Kyle O'Reilly parts with the Outrunners, Turbo Floyd, and Truth Magnum. What a name. With Rocky Romero defeated the Dark Order, Alex Reynolds, John Silver, and the premier athletes, Aria Davivi and
Davari.
With Tony Nese, with Smart Mark Sterling, Josh Woods, and Evil Uno. Don't know what the fuck happened now. Alright, now on to the main show, what we actually watched.
Wait a minute, you ain't finna go past the fact that I told you Brian Cage was gonna win that goddamn match. I told you.
Yes, you did.
You ain't finna go past that shit, motherfucker. I be goddamn, sir. Called it.
Let's get into the main show. You got Jay White defeating Porn Stash Page in 16 minutes and 20 seconds. I decided to watch this match because it was literally the first match on the card.
I mean, it has to be.
The crowd was kind of hot from the beginning. They had some pretty good back and forward. But then the match just kept going. Maybe this match was maybe 5 minutes too long, and I'm being generous with that.
Really?
But I kind of go back and forward with it. Should Jay White have won? Should Adam Page have won? It was just a really odd match to have in the first place.
I mean, it's one of those things where it was just like, it was a good match. And the ending was nice. The buckshot into the Blade Runner.
Yes.
You gotta give him that.
I will 100% give them that. That was a good transition.
So, I mean, great. It was a good way to start a match. Give him that credit. I thought, I mean, I guess White. I mean, honestly, it was hard to figure out because somebody's not really gaining from winning. It's not like one needed to win more than the other, if that makes sense.
I kind of feel like Page had momentum after he just beat Swerve, so there was that. So this kind of kills his momentum in a sense.
But where the hell? I mean, honestly, it wasn't. I don't. Because to me, even if that was the case, it wouldn't have meant shit unless it was for the title. So you beat a guy who was the former champ. Oh, whoop did he goddamn do? You didn't do it when it mattered.
I mean, true, but I mean, it wasn't necessarily about that. It was about, him going into his house and
revenge.
Yeah.
Revenge. Well, the best revenge is to beat his ass and take what he loves the most.
I mean, he burnt his house down.
I'm talking about the title, man.
But I feel like he liked that house very much.
I'm talking about the title. I mean, god damn it, sir. Oh shit! This is That went left, but yeah.
How many stars do you give this one?
That was a good 3.5.
I'm right there with you, 3.5. Alright, AEW Women's World Championship. Mariah Carey defeated Willow Nightingale in 10 minutes and 50 seconds.
Next.
I thought it was a good match.
I didn't say it was a good match. I said that it kind of happened what we thought was going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
Next.
Oh, wait. We need to do what Uncle Dave thought about these matches as well, no?
God damn it. So that means we got to go back to the 0 hour.
We're not doing 0 hour.
How dare
Jay White
you?
and Adam
You have to go to the 0 hour.
I cannot objectively give star rating to matches I did not see.
What? You didn't? Okay, alright. So, okay. Fair enough, sir. Jay White. I said 3.5. What did you give it,
I
sir?
gave it 3.5 as well.
Alright, what do you think Uncle Dave gave? Guess that rating!
4 1/4.
Nope.
4.5.
Lower.
4.
4.
All right. Mariah May and Nightingale, I say 2.5.
You give it 2.5, or he gave it 2.5?
He gave it 2.5.
He did not give it 2.5.
3?
Higher.
3.5.
Higher.
4?
No. 3 3/4. That 3/4 kicking your ass.
Yeah, that always gets me. Yeah.
That 3/4 kicking that ass.
Well,
All
I
right,
gave it
so
a solid 3.
I thought so too. Solid 3, even though I knew.
Yeah.
Let me say this. Willow, I love you, but they just setting you up to slaughter with that one, man. That was just and I'm only saying that because I love you, Willow.
I mean, Mariah May needs people to slaughter, so, and Willow was there, so.
Giving her sheep to swallow.
Yeah. AEW TNT Championship match. Jack Perry, the Platypus, defeated Katsuyori Shibata Bread in 9 minutes and 20 seconds. I did not like this at all. We can talk about the aftermath after we actually talk about the match, but it just seems so out of place. It was such an odd match to have.
What, Jack Perry?
Yeah.
I mean, he's the Bucks boy. He gets that spot, man.
But I mean, like in reality, Shibata was an MMA fighter. Legit badass. He could literally kill Jack Perry if he actually wanted to.
While that is true.
Yeah.
Still didn't stop the fact he lost.
Yeah. Agreed. I give this 2 stars. And I'm being generous with the 2.
Oh, man.
You?
Yeah, I'm about to agree, because I kind of figured if Shibata, okay, that's the whole thing with Japanese wrestlers. I'm not going to go there, but in AEW anyways, but it is what it is, too. Well, I'll agree, too.
I say Dave Meltzer gave this 3.5.
No.
3 3/4.
Lower.
3?
3 1/4.
After the match, Jack Perry started beating up on Shibata, which brought the triumphant return of Daniel Garcia. Woo! Oh yeah! Daniel Garcia. Everybody wanted him. He made the save. Didn't get physical with Jack, which you kind of expect at this point. And then the triumphant return of our douchebag, Max MJF, Maxwell Jacob Freeman. And he actually did beat the crap out of Daniel Garcia, completely defeating the purpose of his return. But and the hilarious part about that is that Shibata, during that beatdown, nowhere to be seen. And then you have, after that, the return of Adam Cole Bay Bay. He ran down to the ring. Yeah, he ran down, and he beat up MJF, continuing their rivalry from over a year ago. That started a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
And a completely different version of what they were doing when they started the rivalry a year ago. MJF is now the bad guy, and Adam Cole is the good guy.
Which makes no goddamn sense, but that's all. Okay.
Yeah. So you undermined Daniel Garcia for literally no reason, and you made MJF a bad guy again, just so Adam Cole could come back face. I mean, why?
But they didn't need to do that. They could have had it easily. Well, the problem is that they brought MJ back as a face, as a heel, which, I mean, it makes sense because he does better as a heel. He talks his better shit as a heel. That's just how it goes. But the problem is that they never gave him the revenge in the sense of Adam Cole. Scheduling be damned, but you still have to finish. If you're not going to finish that loop, then don't even, I'll put it this way. Timing was everything. If they were going to finish the loop, they was, rather than flipping the script, because didn't Adam Cole used to be the manager for some group, and what happened to that group, and you know what I'm saying? So do you see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So it kind of defeated the purpose of that.
Yeah.
That whole thing. And it didn't help that MJF took half the year off because that half of the year he could have just been going through that group to get to the final boss, who could have been selling it like, oh, I'm hurt. You can't be beating me up. I'm a hurt guy.
Well, I can't say bad things about Knox when it came to that, because he was like legitimately injured. Like he was pretty badly banged up.
Oh no, they burnt the shit out of his ass. That's my point.
Yeah.
they burnt his ass to the ground. Woo, they worked his ass, boy.
Literally into the ground.
Yes, literally.
Yeah,
So I'm not saying it's his fault. I'm just looking at the lack of long-term storytelling. Because, Roman lost. He probably had injuries. But when they brought him back, and he came back for a certain reason. And when MJF came back just to turn heel, just to beat up on Ospreay, it didn't make sense.
Right. My thing of it is, yeah, you can always revisit it. That story's never not going to be there. It didn't necessarily need to be told right now. They could have, we'll talk about the main event later, but it might have been a bigger impact if, Adam Cole came out after the main event, challenged Moxley. But, that didn't happen. But that would have made more sense because, not only do you get that return pop, you get that I'm saving the hometown hero as well. But
nah, Adam Cole coming. Here's the problem: if Adam Cole was going to come back, it should have been at the expense of costing a face MJF, not at the expense of a heel MJF. Is the problem?
Well, it seems like they just reversed roles. Adam Cole's the face and MJF's the villain.
But why the fuck would I cheer Adam Cole coming back other than the fact it's a miracle he's back?
Because he's Adam Cole and he's just a great guy.
That ain't the point. He could be the greatest guy in the world. They didn't put him in that position on his way out the door.
But the funny part about it is that he turned heel while injured, and quite arguably he does his best work as a heel as well. Had 0 matches as a heel, left for a couple of months, and now he's back as a face.
That's my point.
Yeah.
It's not consistent because that's the whole point. Like, who was it? Somebody else did that shit where they were a face, heel, face. And it's just confusing. Honestly, most loyalists ain't gonna care, but I personally take it as you're insulting my intelligence. If Vince did this shit, everyone else would be like, what the fuck are you doing, Vince?
Oh, yeah. Alright, let's get into something else that insults our intelligence. The three-way match for the International Championship. Colt Kutska takes Shitter, defeated Will Ospreay and Ricochet to win the International Championship in 20 minutes and 45 seconds. Decent match, had its flippy shit. I'll give them this. I definitely did not see Colt Kutska winning the match. So, I'll give them their due on that. But, the way they did it kind of sucked as well. So,
I was like, is this a joke?
Yeah, I'll just think a decent match.
I mean, hey, it is what it is. It threw me off, but I mean, it felt like the triple threats where the guy who wasn't expected to win actually won.
Yeah, I understand that.
You want to fuck up a triple threat? Put the underdog as the winner.
No, you're not wrong about that. We didn't do what Meltzer dot for the last match.
Which one?
Actually no, we did Jack Perry and Sabata. Did we do Sabata?
Yes, we did. I think we did. Hold on, wait a minute. Just in case. Just in case. Name that rating, sir.
It was 3 1/4, right?
3 1/4. You got it.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, if you thought that was something, wait till you get this star rating, boy.
Well, my thing of this match would be I'll go 3 1/4 on this match. But I give it the extra quarter because I did not see Colt Kutska winning, so I'll give them that extra quarter. What say you?
I agree with that. I mean, considering that it was just what Ospreay and Ricochet did prior, and they just added the guy in it. That's about it. But everything else, yeah. So you guess this motherfucking rating right here, boy.
So
boy.
So Will Ospreay's in it, so that's automatically a 5-star match. And then you have Ricochet, which is maybe definitely adds to that. And then you have it being a triple threat. This has to be 6.5.
Nah, lower.
6.
Lower.
5.5.
5.5.
Okay. So,
which, to me, I'm like...
So Ricochet and Konosuke only added a 0.5 star to that?
Pretty much. I'm just gonna give you... spoiler alert. This is the match of the night for Meltzer. Just throwing it out there.
I have no doubt about that.
And I'm like, okay.
I mean, it wasn't a bad match, but it definitely wasn't the best match I've ever seen in all my entire life as well.
Hey, I'm just telling you what Uncle Dave said. And not LaGreca, Meltzer. Sorry. Just making sure.
I mean, keep in mind
making sure I have that distinction.
Keep in mind, this is the same guy that didn't give 5 stars to Undertaker Shawn Michaels.
Which to most people think that's probably one of the greatest matches in history. Especially the first one. The first one was probably one of the greatest matches in history.
This is correct. Alright, best 2 out of Dream Falls match. Hologram versus the Roast Beast Mortos. This is when I enacted my fast forward rule. What say you, Kaliko?
Because Hologram won, like I thought.
I mean, either way, I didn't give a shit about the match.
Yeah, no one gave a shit. I mean, that was a restroom break match for the flippy shit.
Oh yeah, I mean a 16-minute match. Like, I mean, you could do more than a pee break with that. Like, that's a whole movement.
Nah. I mean, well, wasn't that many people in Tacoma, so yeah, you might have got your money's worth in the 15 minutes. Anyway.
I mean, it's not like a Taco Bell movement, but like, just a light dinner one.
I mean, like, okay. All right. Enough to go get a beer or two.
Yeah, definitely.
To parch your throat after yelling for Will Ospreay.
Definitely. How many stars do you give this one?
3. Because that's how many matches it was.
I'm gonna say Dave gave this 3.5.
Higher.
4.
Higher.
4.5.
Lower.
4 2/4.
4 1/4. Oh, and the quota. I don't know what the fuck is with these quotas, but anyway.
Yeah.
I don't get quarter ratings with it anyway. Whatever.
He probably never has change.
He's got too much change if he out here giving out quotas and fucking .75.
We got Debbie Allen defeating Booker
Brody King. Boy,
King, 12 minutes and 20 seconds.
I'm trying to figure out what in the fuck is it with Darby Allin beating all these big ass dudes. No shade, Darby, but you walking 100. Brody's a walking 280. Ain't no way, boy. Ain't no fucking way.
Wait a minute. How much did you say Darby Allin weighs?
A wet 100.
Yeah, definitely 100. I mean, maybe an 80.
175.
Oh, 175.
That is one.
No.
That's 175.
No,
100. You know what? That actually makes sense. 5'8", 175. I mean, 175. You're giving him 175, bro.
Oh hell no!
That easily could be.
Soaking wet.
I think he's like 150.
I think Mariah May weighs more than Darby Allin.
Ooh, let's see.
And I'm not talking about walked wrestler weights. I'm actually talking about wrestler weights.
I mean, her build weighs 130. She ain't that far. I'm thinking she's walking 150.
I could maybe see that. I mean, she is pretty muscular.
So I would say
Darby's
Darby, yeah, he's probably about 150. Yeah, they're about the same.
Well, very much like the last match, this match was enacted in the speeding up rule, so I did not see it. Yeah, I didn't need to be a fortune teller to know who was going to win as well, so.
Really? I mean, yeah, they gave Darby Allin that super seeder shit, boy.
Right. What say you, Carlito? What was your thoughts on the match?
I need to just start. I don't know. Darby Allin's like Mighty Mouse. He just beating the hell out of. He be getting his ass beat, and then he comes out with the win. It is what it is.
Yep, sounds about right.
So I'm trying to figure out then is Darby Allin gonna be the one to beat Moxley?
I think that's the route they're going, but with an AEW line, you never quite know. Alright, then we have the middle-aged Fox, Matthew and Jackson.
Rating.
Matt and Nicholas.
Rating for the Allen and King. You gotta guess it, even though you didn't watch it.
Yes. Okay. 4.
Higher.
4.5.
4.5. He's generous with these AEW ratings.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It's just how long can he edge during these events? That's basically it. How many stars do you give this one? You, personally.
2, because it was a super Darby Allin. It was like Coke Allen, Perk Angle. Darby became Perk Angle.
Which is ironic, because isn't he like straight edge?
Yes, but I'm just, hulked up and beat Brody.
Yep.
All right, continue.
All right, like I said, the middle-aged fucks, Nicholas and Matthew, they defeated Private Party without Matt Hardy, Harley and Quinn. I actually saw this match. First time I've seen a Young Bucks match in quite some time, but I was just genuinely curious what they were going to do with Private Party. It wasn't a bad match. I just kind of feel like the crowd was kind of dead for it the whole time, and they were trying to get people on Private Party's side, and it just kind of fell to the wayside. Like, they were going for that Jeff Hardy, make yourself famous type of reaction. You know, like when he wrestled The Undertaker that one time. And it just wasn't. I appreciate what they were trying to do, but it just didn't come off that way. But what was your opinion?
Well, it's easy to have that problem when Private Party has been on a milk carton for the better part of 3 years. Kind of hard to tell somebody to root for somebody that just popped out like a fucking hedgehog, a groundhog shadow. Like, shit. Like, I can't. How many times I've been out this show asking where the fuck is Private Party?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
So
it's only one of our memes.
That's literally like, Jesus Christ. And that's the problem. It's like,
I mean, we've seen Jesus Christ more than we've seen Private Party.
Pretty much. Like, I mean, I've seen Colin Kaepernick play football more than I've seen Private Party. But my point is that they were trying to recall to when Private Party first bought the Bucks.
Which was 5 years ago.
And they kind of, when they caught the buzz, and the problem is, they haven't been relevant on any tag team scene. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, not even TNA.
So, right. So my point is, if they had had a following, then yeah. But the problem is, the tag kind of got lost in the shuffle because Sting and Allen, and then you had Omega and Page, and then the Bucks, and then FTR, then the Hardys.
I think they were injured at some point in time as well.
I'll put it this way. Waves and Curls were more relevant than Private Party.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
So that's my point. It's like, you can't tell somebody to be emotionally invested into somebody that just popped out. Like, literally popped out.
No,
like, in 5 years popped out. Like, even with the Matt Hardy stuff, you really wasn't paying attention to him. Because most people kind of saw him as lackeys.
Right.
And you didn't give anything for Private Party to step out in their own realm. And that's not, like the Acclaim. Like, I'm just saying, like, the Ass Boys. Like, all these people, like, didn't, you know what I'm saying?
Right. No, I get you.
It just felt like they didn't get the chance to do their thing. Or even show their shtick. I mean not shtick, but show the best that they can do. And that to me is an AEW fault, because you want us to care about somebody that you literally just found. I felt like, what's that dude's name? from America's Most Wanted. That's how I felt looking for fucking Private Party.
James Storm what was his name? Yeah, I can't remember his name.
I can't even remember his goddamn name. But that's how I felt. John Walsh. That's how I felt looking for fucking Private Party. It felt like a fucking, like, seriously. And and it's a shame. It's a shame. And that's just a shame for Private Party. Now, hopefully that this isn't the last time we see them. Because I feel like this is something where they just pop out, the Bucks hit them over, and then they kind of slide on back in.
Right.
But maybe this is the shit Moxley was talking about.
If they would have did this when they beat the Bucks 5 years ago, it was a completely different audience than what they have right now. They were trying to tap into something that's now irrelevant to what they're doing now. And, I completely get that they're trying to bring them up, but, they've had 5 years to try and bring them up. And like you said, they kind of pass them by. I hope that they don't continue down that path, and this was a way to kind of get them back on track, but that has yet to be seen, for sure.
I don't see them getting back on track with a loss in their second match this year.
How many stars do you give this one?
2.5, because they tried to recreate the buzz of 5 years ago, but a lot has changed in those 5 years.
Oh yeah,
a hell of a lot.
I give it 2.5 as well. If the crowd reaction was maybe a little bit better, I would have given it 3, but 2.5 seems appropriate. For Meltzer, I say he gave this 4.
Or higher.
4.5.
4.5. These is boys, man.
Alright, that brings us to the Raw World Championship match. Mark Briscoe defeated NDA as Jericho with Big Bill and Bandit Keith in 15 minutes and 20 seconds. If there was ever a match that was appropriately put on a card, it was absolutely this match. I think that it was it was placed at the right place in the card. I think it was the right amount of time, the right amount of moments. If I'm being completely honest, this really actually worked for me. I didn't have a lot of problems with it. What say you?
That's good to know. Because I did say Jericho was going to win. Yeah. I thought it would have been an FU moment. But they didn't go that route. So, hey, no complaints.
How many stars do you give this one?
Solid 3.
I give it 3.5. It was one of the better matches on the card.
All right. Guess that rating.
I say 3 and
higher.
3 and 4.25.
4.25. See, you starting to get these quarters. Look at you.
Yeah, I'm catching on.
Catching on.
Alright, then we have the AEW World Championship match. Neo-Nazi Moxicillin with Marina You Should Fear defeated Daniel Don't Call Me Brian Danielson by technical submission in 27 minutes flat. It's no surprise that they went balls to the wall. It's no surprise that it was a Daniel Bryan match. No surprise, no surprise, no surprise. It just
No
kind of was
surprise.
what it was. My favorite moment of the show was that even though Moxley was beating the crap out of Bryan, they were still playing the final countdown because they had to get their money's worth out of it. What say you,
Of
Christopher?
course. I mean, honestly, the match was what we expected. Me personally, I thought the right person. We finally thought the right person won. But I'm more impressed about what Moxley was doing after this, which is what they taped and showed. And that, to me, got my attention more than anything. More than the match itself.
Okay.
If I'm being quite honest. Because he was spitting the truth on that shit. I was like, God damn. Like, where was this Mox in WWE? But hey, more power to him, man. You gotta give it to him. And the fact that he just made sure he took that ass out of commission. Like, DB ain't coming back no more.
And
So,
that is a breath of relief, honestly, at this point. You know, as you said, right person won. It's good to have a sigh of relief that Bryan won't be wrestling. Hopefully, he'll get the medical care that he needs, and then he could play with his children, you know, without, you know, issue or problem to his health. And that's what kind of matters the most to me, honestly.
pretty much. But I also think, you know, he did it where that Mox looks now super. I mean, they're making this whole whatever they're doing with Mox and them. It's working with me personally.
It's not working with me, honestly.
Why? It's not working.
Because it's so, like, ungenuine. Like, you kind of know that he's just kind of playing a part. He's trying to be a badass. Like this is, like, uber toxic masculinity, if I'm being honest.
What? I think he's sitting up here telling these motherfuckers, I'm tired of y'all trying to earn a paycheck. Bitch, get better.
Maybe, but when you know that he got the character from Russell Crowe being a neo-Nazi in a movie, it kind of kills all of that. You know what I mean?
I mean, as long as he don't go that far.
He put plastic bags on top of people's heads.
Hey, man, do what you got to do to get the title. That's what heels do.
Okay then.
Because no one would take. I'm gonna tell you this. Would you have taken him serious had he just beat Daniel Bryan just clean, like a regular match? And
I mean, no, you're absolutely right about that. But okay, so I'll go this route. Like when Moxley wrestled Seth after Roman left when he was sick, they turned Mox bad, and he was, you know, obviously had issues with Seth, and they made it look like he was distraught because Roman was sick, and that he cared too much, so he hurt the people that he cared about the most, which was Seth at the time. And I really feel like if they would have not have been afraid to push the envelope on that rivalry and really go forward with it, it could have been really great shit. But they kind of got scared. Um, they could have did the same thing with Brian, because Brian, he could have been like, Brian is hurting himself, and I know he's hurting himself, so now I have to hurt him in order to protect himself from himself. They could have did something like that. Or they could have gave Darby Allin the biggest win of his life by beating Daniel Bryan in his hometown, in front of his hometown crowd, and make a star. But to each their own.
To each their own. I mean, yeah, I see your point. I just, I personally think this version of Moxley is a tad bit different because to me it sounds more like a Thanos. I'm trying to get rid of this fat in this AEW space. Which he's kind of got a point. You'd be lying as if you didn't have a point.
I think the only Thanos is Okanos, but that's my opinion.
I'm not saying Okanos ain't even Okanos.
Yeah. Alright, how many stars you give this one?
Daniel Bryan's last match, it was a 4. He went all out. And he went out without a pin. So, gotta give it to him. 4.
I give it 3.5.
Alright, guess that rating, sir.
4.5.
Higher.
5.
Lower.
4 and 7.
That 775 was that boy. That boy 7.5 be getting your ass, boy.
Yeah, for 4.7.5.
It's one of them goddamn things.
It's that?
4.75.
Okay, great. Alright, the show as a whole, thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle.
Now that's a good question. I mean, it was enjoyable. To me, the Mox thing, it's got me intrigued. So thumbs in the middle, but it's getting me there with what depending on where Mox goes with it.
It wasn't the worst paid preview, but yet again, I didn't watch 2 matches on the card, so that could have definitely affected things.
I mean, yeah, you only skip like 90%, 50, half the matches.
An hour, pretty much an hour.
Yeah, pretty much.
I give it thumbs in the middle. It wasn't their worst, but it definitely wasn't their best either.
Yeah, it was okay.
Right. That will conclude our coverage of AEW Wrestle Dream 2024.
Hey folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show, support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.